So welcome viewers, you are watching Field of Dreams. This is Axe Television Network. My name is Steve David and I'm your host. Today we talk football as we always do. And with me I've got two of the stars from the 2006 World Cup team that went to Germany. And we're going to take you through their life and their experiences during that time. Let me take time to introduce them both. To my right, Atiba Charles. Atiba, what are you up to now, buddy?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm into business right now, but I love business. So I used to work at the Ministry of Sport. I got a lot of experience from there. 6 years I've been at the Ministry of Sport. Now I'm with at a travel company, an investment company.
Okay, welcome to the set. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
And to my left, Anthony Wolf. Anthony, what are you up to now?
Well, I'm still doing what I love and enjoy doing, which is playing football still. Also looking into the business aspect so that when my time comes to retire, I have something to fall back on. So we'll see how that goes from here onwards.
So you're very active, still active. So, as you can tell, two guys who's been there, who's done it, who's been where the air is rare, where nobody's been. I mean, we had many players went to World Cup elimination, but we never got there until 2006. And these two gentlemen could attest to that they've been there. So I'm going to have them take us through that experience because I couldn't tell you what that experience feels like. I've never been. So I'll let them take us through that experience. And we did qualify for the Bahrain game. And we know after that, everything has changed. So I want you guys to pick up and help me out and tell me from after that Bahrain game, and we knew that we were going to that 2006 World Cup in Germany, what changed?
What changed? I think everything, Steve. Everything changed. The atmosphere, the mindset, the way we going to structure our training sessions, the environment, everything had to change. And that was the thoughts of Leo Ben-Hakker at the point in time. In order for us to actually make it and succeed at that level, everything that we were normally accustomed to had to change at that point in time. So instead of training in Trinidad, probably playing friendlies leading up to that point in time where we are playing in Germany, we actually went to live in Europe. So we could experience the atmosphere, the weather, the culture and everything like that. So we could be fully adapted.
So Anthony, you could you have felt that change and felt the intensity in the training, so to speak?
Well, Steve, to be honest with you, like Tiba rightfully said, I think it was a change in life for everyone, not only on the field but off the field as well. That when we all start to do things that, we probably saying that we will never do, because I mean everyone have attitude off the field. And being a World Cup nation representing a country at the highest level, you have to do things that will reflect to you and your family. You always want that legacy to live on as a player, where people can respect you. It wasn't an easy road either because I had some sleepless nights, early mornings going and train by myself on the beach, which I love to do, still do it at this age. Even waking up home with my mom, she was like, they could say like she qualified to go to the World Cup because she was happy, to know that the team qualified, even though we didn't select the 23-man squad to go because there were 24 of us. One guy had us to get a job. I never one day let down my guard. I kept praying and working hard just to be in the cut of the 23. And hard work paid off. I thank God for that. Like Tiba said again, Ben-Hakker decided, well, we don't want to have the preparation here because he didn't want no distraction. So he preferred for us to get the best. this is how we can always be at the top level. So we decided to go to Manchester. We also went to Wales and Prague and these different places to witness different feelings, and how it is really as a professional, and I mean, plenty guys in that time was real happy, because they will come as a family, and they say a family that plays and pray together will stay together. So I think that was it bonding us as a team, to go to the World Cup in the group that we had. And I think we did well as a small nation, small country, whatever they want to call it. We put the country on the map as well as individuals. So I hope that we do this again.
So Atiba, you get to the point when you finally say, now I got it, what everybody's telling me. Did it happen that way for you? When you guys did qualify, you say, like it registered? Or it registered before that?
Actually, when we did qualify, and even going further ahead, and we got selected, I wasn't prepared for that. It was like, I wanted to be prepared, because that's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happened, I was like, wait, what? What just happened?
Right.
So I'm not ready for this. So I guess it happened with all the, especially the players that weren't as experienced as the Dwight York and the Russell Latipi, that who made it to the squad. It was a reality check that, damn, this is a new level. We have to step up a little further. And it was a tough road, because to get out of that norm, that cultural habit that we have, where locally it was a little more lackluster than before. It was totally different at that level to deal with.
So the team was selected after you guys qualified. You played Bahrain and you made it. The team was not selected yet for the World Cup. You didn't have a squad yet. You were playing for your spot, in other words, still.
You were still playing for your spot.
Right.
Nobody had a comfort. So
A cement spot.
So when was that selected? The team was selected?
The squad, I think he called us into camp.
yeah.
Right, for like about a week. Yeah, about a week. And then after, I think he made the cut.
You know what made us very nervous also? There was a training session. Before the training session, we were on camp. I think it was the Crowne Plaza at that point in time.
Plaza, yeah.
And Dwight York came in probably 3 minutes late. And we were all there. He came in and he said, don't ever let that happen again.
Who said that?
Ben Hacker.
Okay.
He said, you're late. Don't ever let that happen again. Trust me. It won't be nice the next time. And it was a reality check again for everybody that nobody's an island. They had no spot made for you on that team.
Right.
So subconsciously, he actually telling everybody, you have to work for your pick.
Yeah, nobody's bigger than
Even
the
Dwight York.
Correct.
So, how many guys was on the squad that before they broke it down into the actual team that went to
24.
Germany?
24 players.
24 players
24,
went.
yeah.
And how many you had training looking for that 24 spot? Just 24? And how many you took?
23.
23. So one person had to go.
One guy had us to get cut.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That was hard.
Real hard.
Who's the one who got left back? That was Span? Was it Span?
No, Span made it. He
No,
made it.
Span made it.
Who?
The left back, Anthony Rouget.
Anthony Rouget.
Roger got left
Anthony
back?
Rouget, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Roger was in the team before that year?
Yeah,
He
he
was.
was in the team before.
All the qualifiers leading up, he was
played,
there.
Yeah.
They had a lot of players in and out of the team,
Okay.
but he made it to the final,
Cut.
probably 26 at the point in
Yeah.
time. And then there was Keno Thomas. He was also a part of the team.
Okino, yes.
Yeah, but he got cut
He
late
got cut,
down also, and it just dwindled down. So everybody was on edge. There was no rest period in training session. You couldn't sleep because you don't know when your turn will be next. And the thing is, it's a little edge that someone have over you that could give you the nudge out.
Yeah.
So mistakes was a no-no in training sessions. So
Well, I've always told people when I play professional soccer, if the coach says do 10 push-ups, I do 12 because I want to be 2 push-ups better than you. So I don't cheat. And I used to tell T-Bunny that when I was coaching them, you don't cheat in practice because whatever you put into, this is a process, whatever you put into it, you get out of it.
Okay.
So when the coach says do 10 push-ups, you make sure you do 10 or 2 more than 10, but not less, you know? And that is probably where you guys were at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know back in your time what you had, but in our time, we had heart monitors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we wanted to cheat,
You can't?
we couldn't have cheated because they recorded
They
everything.
recorded,
There were like 20 people outside looking at us for seeing how fast we go, seeing how much we do. It was so stressful to try to keep up with everything because you'll be tired and you're saying, there's somebody looking at me,
Exactly.
there's the other guy doing 4 more than me. You gotta keep going, and your muscles are burning, but you just have to keep going.
And that's good. That accounts for you guys. I mean, they bring out technical equipment, plus you were competing against each other, plus you guys were making it, putting out as much as you can to make it happen. Otherwise, you're going home.
We'll go home for sure.
Right.
We're already home, so it's just
What they did, they took us out of our element, our comfort zone.
Right.
And I guess that what it really take for us to push to that next level, come out of our bubble, so to speak. And I probably would like to thank them for that because that's an experience I think we would have never experienced if we didn't reach that level.
So you felt how it feels to burn.
Yeah.
Like I always says, our mentality, we like Brazilians, right? Brazilians play competitive, but they don't play combative. And I feel we have the same mentality. We just go and we go as hard as we could go, but when time to push a little extra, we don't do it. And that's where we fall short. Do you feel the same way?
You're
Yeah.
correct. I always remember with Benaka, you know, when you're training, like we're doing physical and stuff, you know, he'll always encourage you to go extra because this is where you weigh your fitness level. Because what they were saying, so sometime in a game, you need to go the extra mile just to probably intercept a ball or score a goal. So they want to get it into in training because, like you rightfully said, what you practice is what you preach, right? So, in terms, if I pressure you in training, in the game, it comes easy for me if I pressure you because you will say, Coach always used to tell me do 3 more, do 5 more. He never tell me do less. So I'll go out and I believe I can meet that ball. Even if you pass it hard, I'm going to comply and then complain, as they say.
Right.
So it's good, but now it's a different era of players. You know, when I play, I always say there's no bad ball until it's over the line.
Right.
So even if me and you playing and you give me a pass quite there, I will still try to meet it. I will not stand up and say, hey, a bad ball, because I never know if I could have met it if I never try. But now these young players, you will put a ball, they will do so, and they're not going for it. They say, a bad ball. But how could you say it's a bad ball and you never try? You have to try. Then after you can probably say, Wolf, hey, that one was bad. Then I will say, yeah, really, but I like the effort. Let me go again.
But you're right. There's no bad balls. As long as it's within the field of play, you run down everything.
Exactly.
And you know, we're not perfect. So you run everything down.
Everything
and
down,
if you get it,
exactly.
you work it. Okay, so now we get to Germany. When you guys get off the plane, what happened then? You feel like you're superstars. You feel like you. What you felt like?
We were met with a mob of Trinidad supporters.
Mm-hmm.
They were waiting for us I think outside the bus, outside the hotel that we were staying at, and it felt like home, because it was a very nervous reckoning experience for us, but they kind of break the ice for us. They been there and give us that, we're here to support you, don't worry. So it was a very warm feeling coming off from that bus when we hit Germany there into the hotel.
To you, the same?
Well,
what feeling did you get?
to be honest with you, I was in a different world, right? Because it was one of my dreams that I have as a young guy or man growing up. I say I always wanted to go to a World Cup. I didn't know I would have gone being a player, but it was one of my dreams. And seeing that it came to reality, right? I was just like in a shock. It was like, Wolf, you're really here?
Mm.
So I was like, I was with the team, and then like I was somewhere else, because I just was amazed by dreams do come to reality with hard work and persistency, right? And I was overwhelmed. Like Tiba said, a big, massive crowd as they come off the plane. I think they took our bags as well.
Yeah.
It was.
You don't carry anything.
No.
Everybody take
They
everything.
took
Yeah,
it,
you just walk.
go
Yeah.
free. It was an experience. I think I will never ever get in my life again. So I thank God for that experience, because there's great players that pass through the football fraternity and never get the opportunity to go to a World Cup. So sometimes you have to thank God for the little things that He bless you with, because this could be once in a lifetime. It could take the next 10, 20 decades, whatever, for us to go to there. Hopefully, I don't know, like I just said, hopefully the squad now can probably repeat it and we can go to Russia.
Well, yeah, because same with us. When we failed to qualify, when we were robbed in Haiti, it took 16 years before the '89 squad, and then another 16 years before you guys. And then, I could imagine what we went to Germany to support you guys, but you guys were so protected. You never even got close to your hotel, because it looked like your coach, which is probably was the best thing he was doing, had you guys locked in.
Cocooned, yeah.
That he didn't want no distractions.
You're close, but yet far.
Right. So we didn't even know where you guys stayed. Nothing like that. We just went to the game and support you again. When you guys came out on the field is when we saw you. But other than that, in the town or anything,
Yeah,
we
we didn't. Benaka used to give players their freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at that times, he would allow you to go, probably go online, but he would tell you to overdo it,
Right.
because tomorrow you have me.
Right.
So in other words, what he telling you? If you choose to go and drink and get drunk, when you come in the morning, I have no pity on you.
Right.
So as professionals, you have to lie as a professional,
Mm-hmm.
because we come to get a job done, and we don't want to mess it up.
Right.
So this is why I will always respect him as a coach,
Mm-hmm.
because he gives players 100% respect. So all he asking for is for you to go on the field and show your respect by playing and doing what he tell you to do.
As you said that, do you think he was, you know what, I want you to think about this question. I'm going to take a break. We're going to think about this question, and when we come back, you're going to give me the answer, right? Do you think that your coach was the person responsible for you guys getting there? Or do you think if you didn't have him, you would not have made it? Think about it. We'll be right back after the short break.
Worldwide Safety Consultants Limited offers solutions to your immediate and future potential problem areas by providing you with a qualified team of safety consultants. Worldwide Safety Consultants Limited, building a reputation on quality and value since 1999. Located 23 Todd Street, San Fernando, Trinidad. Phone 868-657-1534 or 868-788-6955. worldwidesafety@yahoo.com.
Okay, welcome back. We're watching Field of Dreams. This is Axe Television Network. And I am still here with these two superstars from the 2006 World Cup team. And before the break, we were talking about whether the coach made a difference in influencing the guys, or whether he made a difference in whether, if we didn't have him on board, whether we would have made it. And I would let them answer the question.
Well, to be fair, not taking anything away from Bertie Sinclair, Ben Hacker coming into the fray was like an aunt away from the two parents that you normally have. You know, remember a child, listen to the parents all the time, sometimes so used to hearing what the parents saying that, you know, it comes like a norm. But once they hear it from someone else, you know, sometimes they react differently to it. It could be that a psychological effect in that aspect. But also Ben Hacker brought a lot more experience than what I would say Bertel would have brought to the fray, because of his international experience and exposure. And that probably made a big difference with his knowledge and how you would approach that magnitude and that level of the game.
Okay, and Anthony?
Well, I will second what Atiba just said. I think Ben Hacker came and he brought in discipline into the team, right? Like we was talking earlier on, he let everyone know that no one here is superstar. Everyone have to play for the pick, right? I wasn't under the other coaching before him, so I can't say much. But I believe they were great coaches as well. It's just that sometimes you need a coach with much more experience in the international field to probably take it to a different level. And I believe Ben Hacker was the right pick at that time, right, to come into the team and instill whatever he did to the players. And with him and our hard work and ethic, I think that took us through to the World Cup.
Okay, so now, first game of the 2006 World Cup. And we ran out in the field. And of course, you can tell that was our first World Cup, because I'll tell you why I say that. Because when they announced the players, they call them one at a time. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Tiba Charles, and you would run out in the field, and then everybody will go crazy. Yeah! Your supporters supposed to do that. Then Anthony Wolf and we supposed to go crazy. And they announced our team, Tiba Charles, and you just run out. And the supporters, we didn't even know what you're supposed to do. Is when they start announcing the other team, because they announced us first. Yeah. Then we realized what. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed
what we're supposed to do, which we did in the second game.
Second game, yeah.
So take us through that first game. How you felt? You felt like?
Well, even before we actually ran out on the field, when we came out to do the warm-up,
right,
on the field there, that experience alone was one of the greatest experiences in my life.
All right, tell me.
Whereby, soon as Trinidad appeared on the field, because that's the first time ever we on that stage in front of the camera and stuff like that, at the warm-up stage we were talking about.
Right.
The crowd response started from a low tone into a loud, deafening tone. You couldn't hear. I and Anthony were like this close, and I couldn't hear what Anthony was saying.
Right.
It was that crazy. And when we looked up at the crowd, all I saw was lights. All I saw was this blinking lights. I said,
that's what you're supposed to see.
Damn. This is it.
You can't find it. Yes.
Yeah, so that experience is you can't really explain that experience. You had to be there.
You have to feel it.
Had
dream-
to be
yes,
there
yeah.
to the
Long
experience.
ago.
What about you, Anthony? You felt any different?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I just said before, it was my dream came true. Warming up, it was different than warming up like with your club team. It was just like it was in our frenzy. It was like here, but you're watching all over. You know, watching people, everybody roaring flags, cameras. You know, at that time I was like, I even like wanted to like cry, you know, just in tears. But then I say, nah, I can't do that. Cameras, because it have plenty cameras that will see.
Yeah.
You know, so I held it in and I just keep running with Denzel to your ball. You know, because he was my roommate, so we always get in Jones and whatever. And he was like, boy, Wolfie, this is the best time of my life. I said, boy, you can see that again. I said, me, you want to play now.
Yeah.
Just to tell him, I said, boy, me, you want to play. I just glad to be here, boy, then. Hey, what I shooting? I said, boy, anyhow, you're starting one do what you have to do. Don't forget where Coach Man tell you, you know, and get the job done. And that was more like it.
Now, when I played, again, professional football, from the time I run out in the field, it's like I stepped into a bubble. And my whole demeanor, everything changes to me. Like, I'm talking about it, but I'm reacting to it. I'm in a different world, in a different zone. So, anything I do, it's not like before, like in the locker room, I feel different. From the time I cross that bubble and I go on the field, I'm in a different atmosphere. Do you ever feel that way, or did you feel that way, or did you feel like normal?
I had stages whereby, remember, keep in mind, it's our first time on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
Your dressing room, I could understand where you're coming from with the feeling in the dressing room. When we hit that feel, it was confusing, yet exhilarating, yet fighting to focus on your objective and what you're really out there to do. So there was a mixed mood of emotion and stages where we have to conquer. So I was more or less trying to stop myself from being overwhelmed with the atmosphere and focus on the game that we were supposed to play probably an hour from that or half an hour from that, and trying to actually do the warm-up properly. But eventually, after a period of time, I more or less collected myself.
And that could be the inexperience. Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm
That's it.
saying that. Because when I turned pro and I was playing, and Pele and George Best and these guys in the field, I was just never struck. I was in my own zone. You know, I wouldn't go to take pictures and shake hands. I really kind of arrogant in a way, but confident arrogant. And that was because I talked to Warren Archibald, who really schooled me on what to expect. And do you feel that way, Anthony, or do you ever had that experience when you get in the field, you just concentrate on what you had to do, and nobody else mattered, or no name, big name, change your thought process?
Well, as a player, I never get feared or scared by names because I think all of us are professionals, right? I think if I'm being on the park with you, I believe I'm at the same level with you, right? So it come down now to I manning up and taking full responsibility of what I have to do. The only difference is that, I mean, before I went to the dressing room, it may play on my mind, you know, coming up against, well, okay, we play England, you know, coming up against Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, seeing these guys on TV, you know, I never thought we would have been that close to them. So it was like a little, the heartbeat was different. I sweat a little bit, you know, because I didn't know what to expect. You know, it was until it started warm up and stuff. We warming up, you always be glancing, watching at them, because first time in the big field, as they call it, the doghouse, we just call it, right? So it was, for me, I don't really get scared.
Atiba, now coming to the end of this game one, who was the team we played again? What's the name of that team? Sweden?
Yes.
Sweden.
We 0-0. Yes? 0-0. Whistle blow. We end up at 1 point. How you guys felt?
Like we won.
Like you won the game?
Yeah. Like we won.
And you feel like I can go home now. We've done it all.
Honestly, feeling, I thought we could have made it to the next round after that game. We were in the dressing room after that, and in the hotel after that. We were ready for the next game. We drew the game with a man down. And we said, you know what? What we thought about this league, or this competition, is a myth. We could actually be a part of this and succeed, you know, especially after that first game. So coming into the second game, it had no fear, focus was there, confident, like what you said, how you were in your zone and the bubble, and you had full confidence and arrogance. We came to the second game with that. After that first game was just our footstool for that second
So
game.
that first game is when you get the experience. That's
Yes.
when you get all the experience in that
Little nutshell.
little time. Yeah, because you realize same blood, same flesh and blood. We eat the same, we breathe the same, so we are the same. So what?
Correct.
They're not better, no better than I am.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
And that's when attitudes change, and that's when you guys hit it.
totally changed after that.
Right. You say, well, okay, we can tie with Sweden. We can go on and win some games here now.
Yeah.
Now we can win the World Cup. Or get close to it, right?
Get close to it.
After that, the first game, Benaka didn't even talk. When he saw the faces on the players, he said in one of the meetings that, I have nothing to say to you. I already see what you guys want to do. And that was it. The meeting was so short.
So
Go rest.
how do you feel about his style of play? Because people complain about that. People like it, some people don't. Some people, he wanted to, and maybe he did that to put confidence in you guys. He stack it in the back a little bit. He keep it compact, and he didn't go out and expose himself. What do you think? What do you guys think about this style of play for that first game?
I think what he did is that he didn't want us to go out and play open and then get battered away.
Get hammered.
And then second game, you know, we all over the park.
Right.
So I think he tried bringing some kind of confidence in us, which he did. You know, we go and stick to a plan. And Tiba, I don't know if you could recall when we had the team talk, what he was telling Denzel and Sid or Avery, that difference between us as Caribbean or CONCACAF players and the players in them from England, these other big countries, is that they play consistently. If they kick in here, they kick here 10 times, right? They go it over and over. And he said that, tell Denzel, don't give Beckham any room, because if he get this, he will whip the ball,
Yeah.
right? And it happened that Denzel had him, I think, for about the 80-something minute, sticking at him, and just went to sleep because he and Avery had some miscommunication. And by the time Denzel go to react, the ball was already whipped, and they were crouch, and Brent Sancho had the tangle up wherever in the box, and then crowd scored. And then he tell us in the room after, you see these simple things I was telling you all. You give these guys this, they will score. If they give us that, we may not capitalize on it. This is the difference. That's why we think that they are better than us, but they are not better than us. They do things consistently on a daily basis. This is why they are top players.
Because repetition is learning.
Yeah.
And they do it every day,
Every day.
over and over and over.
Exactly.
That's why we do heading over and over, trapping over and over, because that's how they get into the brain. So when you're a professional and you learn that, and I'm sure you guys, I'm talking to you guys now, and I can feel how your experience started to grow because it's the same thing happened to me. So, and it's just that you started to get to the experience that and understand how it works.
Another note on that, I believe from being a student of the game, because that's how I learned, that Mr. Ben Hacker was a strategist. He is very strategic. That's his strong point, how we approach a game. And from the time he took us on as a team, he didn't have much time. He didn't have much time with us in order to groom us the way he wanted to groom us. So with that short space of time he had with us, the best way he could have approached these games, that was it. Yes, and he couldn't go and play full out a game where we weren't prepared for just yet.
Right.
And what he did, he said, we will work on the counter. As time go by, hopefully by God's grace, once we get through one, get through two, we adjust the suit and we use those games as prep games where we could adjust as we go along. But we cannot go into the game with the short space of time he had with us. Because if he had the time that where Bertil was the coach at the point in time, leading up, he would have more time to prepare to structure, to actually mold the team the way he wanted to. But he didn't have that time. So I believe that he did it that way because of the time constraint.
So you think his strategy was right on?
Well, it worked at the point in time.
It worked.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get into the second game. Second game of the World Cup. You're up against England, the mighty England, right? So we felt what? We felt we could beat them?
Felt? Actually, we thought we won the game already
Against England?
from the dressing room.
I tell you what. Give that some thought. Let's take a break and we talk about game against England when we get back. Viewers, we will be right back.
Worldwide Safety Consultants Limited offers solutions to your immediate and future potential problem areas by providing you with a qualified team of safety consultants. Worldwide Safety Consultants Limited, building a reputation on quality and value since 1999. Located 23 Todd Street, San Fernando, Trinidad. Phone 868-657-1534 or 868-788-6955. worldwidesafety@yahoo.com.
Okay, welcome back. You're watching Field of Dreams, and this is Axe Television Network. Again, before the break, guys, we were talking about Game 2 against the mighty England that we were looking forward to because we think at that point we got a point against Sweden, we can get 3 points against England, did we? Or did we not?
Well, at that point in time, as I mentioned before, after that Sweden game, our confidence was so high that no team was mighty at that point in time anymore. We believe that probably if Jesus had a team that come and play, that we could have played and won that game. So when we went into that game, you could have seen from the onset, we went after England. We didn't play as tentative as how we played in the Swedish game. We played a little more open, a little more confident, yet still with a little more mindset that, we have to defend our back. But it was a more open game to England. And we had England actually on the back foot for a while. The crowd were very quiet for, 80 minutes? Before, as what Anthony said, that pinnacle point where Beckham actually crossed that ball and Crouch got the better of Sancho at that point in time. But we approached that game full out.
Well, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like that. Well, you were from the stand. It looked like we did the same thing, but we had counter attacks when Cornwall crashed.
Cornell.
Glenn
Yeah.
crashed the thing. You could get one in. No, Stern too.
Mm-hmm.
Stern
got one.
almost should have
First one. Stern
scored
got
as
the
well.
first one, yeah.
And then we had some real tense moments, and then it looked like we sit back and we absorb them, and then give us the
It happened. No, what you're saying, I think is correct. You know, I think the game probably could have go in our favor if Conor Glenn hadn't got injured. I'll tell you my reason is that with his pace, right, he can kick the ball with both foot as well. So they were afraid of him more than Sturgeon because they don't know if it's to go at him or hold because he can beat you either way. After I think he got injured, then England started to put the pressure on us. This is where we had us to go. We had us to retreat, as they say, and go back to what gave us the success in the first game. Play a little more defensively. And if they that good like mighty Barcelona, they penetrate and score, what could we do? So I think we tried that until again we went asleep and when Beckham did his trick, what he loved to do, and crowd scored, and then Steven Gerrard came and put the icing on the cake again on Shaka, and it was a repeat of the FA Cup because it's the same goal he scored on him against West Ham in the FA Cup, and I was heckling him about it on the bus, telling him he's going to meet his father.
right.
And he will score the same goal on you again, and he was joking, laughing, and he said, "Wolf for China spirit, man."
Right.
And I was like, "No, I just kidding, you know. The guy is a great player, you know." And after the goal scored on him, when he was in the room, and I was telling him, "You know, I should not tell her that." And he said, "No, man, that's a small thing." I said, "Come like a spirit for real,
Right, right.
you know." And it was good, man. It was a hell of a having life, you know. So I think even we had spurts as well to score again in the game. We had spurts, but again, like Benaka told us, we will want 6 and 7 chances to score one goal. These teams will take one chance and make it count and don't get any more for the game, but they will win 1-0. And it's correct. If you look at our game against St. Vincent, how many chances we throw away. We cannot do this against top teams like Honduras and the Costa Ricans and them. They're going to punish us. So this is where great coaching comes in now, and players have to come with a level of attitude to want to get the job done. They call it a killer instinct. Kill it off.
Experience,
Yeah.
and we do, and that's where we short. You're absolutely right. That's where we short, and until we get that right, we'll be right where we are until we have. But this is what we have to get right. This is what you just talked about. So now, England, we come to the end of the English game. Of course, crouch, grab Brent head, keep him down, go over your head, but score, right?
Yeah.
Score against him. We down. Now the game is over. We how are we feeling?
I didn't think the feeling changed that much because I think keeping England for that length of time, where they more or less notched us in the end, we still were left with our heads up high. We were saddened because, you know, after the Sweden game, we came into that game so confident, thinking that, you know, we would have actually come out with a point. But I think we did really well going into that English game. And even the English fans clapped when we were coming off, because it was like a relief that they actually came out on top in that game, you know, and it was a very good experience. I love that game.
But we didn't put our hand to no walls or to no tails or nothing because
What kind of helped us along that path is the experienced people on the team. We had so much experience on the team to guide us through that period of time that, you know, we couldn't afford to let up on the pedal at that point in time. The Dwight York, the Russell Atepe,
Yeah.
and that is so important, having experienced people on your team. And it is important. I would have, I and Anthony actually mentioned that this team right now lack experience. They lack experienced people on the team, and that could hamper them later on when meeting the bigger teams.
Yeah, they will have to get a little experience to blend with the youth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they do have some good youth, of course.
Great players.
But I'm sure Anthony will get called back on the squad and a couple of the other guys so they can add some
Experience in the team. Huh?
some experience to the team because they would know they need some of that, of course. So now we've done with this game 2 and game 3 we have. Do we feel we can win game 3 or do we feel like we're just going for the ride?
No, well, at this point where we 1 point, 2 games down, 1 more game to go, it was still open, I think. It was still open.
Yeah, if we
It
don't
was
win-
any
If
man's
we win
game.
that
If we win,
game,
we'd have
4
got
points will take us to the second
Take
round.
us, yeah.
It was still open.
Yeah.
And this team, being less than England, you think, all right, it could be same like Sweden. You know, we have a chance to go through. So we didn't put our heads down.
So we
At
think we
no
can win
point.
this game then?
Yeah,
We
Yes?
went full
I
out
think so, yeah.
because it was do or die.
Okay, so tough question I'm asking you now. If we think we can win this game, why didn't we go out and play this game like we think we can win it? Why didn't we go after this game? Since we got our point already, we lose to England. Now we have to win this game, otherwise we're going home anyway. So, like the people were saying, and I'm sure the people in my viewers are saying the same thing. Why didn't we not? What did the coach says about how we're going to play? Because we went out and we play back again. We allowed them to come at us, and we didn't go out and attack them. We didn't put Latapi on until later in the game. We, same lineup. Tell me, what was your thoughts, or the coach thoughts about that?
Well, before the game, right, to recall, Benaka told us in the dressing room that we're under no pressure at all, right? Go out, enjoy the game, play to the best of our ability, right? And then he select the squad that go there. So everything was left up to us as players, right? You're correct. We didn't go out and attack the team to like inject a little fear in them, let them know it came off a draw, a loss by mighty England, which they adjust. And we're here to take these 3 points. We played like we just came to show up for a fit match, really and truly. We didn't play with no urgency. We didn't play with no aggression. It was just like a flat match. That by whatever we win, loss, we're going back home.
Right, we're ready to go home.
So I think that had a big part to play in the third game. And for me, I was always saying Latapi should have started, but I'm not the coach. Whatever decision he make, we have to agree by it, because that brings us this far, and if it had to take us out, it will take us out.
Mm-hmm.
So he went on and he showed the world where I deserved a pick or play in the last 2 games.
Right.
But I respect him as a player, because I'll tell you the reason why. After the England game, he was pissed off, real pissed off, right? Well, all of we know he just smoke a little cigarette, whatever. And me and Denzel met him, and he was talking to us and saying, yeah, I want to play, but I have to respect what Benny Man doing, because he's the coach. And he tell us, anytime this happens to you all in life, let your football speak for you. And I didn't understand what he's saying at that point in time. It was after we went on the bus and me and Denzel started to talk one another. He said, what he's trying to say? When you go on the field, you will do what you have to do, and
Right.
let the people and them
Be the
decide.
judge.
Exactly,
Yeah.
be the judge. And he did it against Paraguay. He came on and he tormented these guys. And I was real happy on the bench watching him, because I see, yeah, boy, magic. You could kill them off here,
Right.
So, we didn't want the game as much as the people in Trinidad wanted us to win. in other terms. We was there, we just played normal football.
What do you think?
There's so much things that led up to Russell not playing and the atmosphere that led up, because I believe when he picked the squad, the mood changed when Russell wasn't into the team at that point in time. And that was before the game. The mood changed because, obviously I had to pick the team before they go out on the field. And the mood totally changed because, the Dwight York, he slumped, he became groused. The Stern, everybody became, because they needed Russell to be a part of the team. But the coach's philosophy, there'll be so much things that you'll say that why Ben Hacker didn't really play Russell. In training sessions, he wanted us to train at a certain level. He didn't think probably Russell wasn't training at the level that we wanted, because Russell know what he could do, what he can't do. How we approach the game, he probably needed a younger player with more defensive quality. Russell wasn't that defensive. So, there are different things.
But I could agree with what you're saying for the first two games, but now this is a do or
Do or
die.
die.
And if we die, and then we're going home anyway. It's time to go home, so we're gonna just throw the kitchen sink at them and see what happens. And Russell is the only man, other than Otis Whitley, because Whitley was a baller in the middle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Latapi was the only other baller we really had to disrupt them, I think. So put him there for the first 30 minutes, and if it doesn't work, put him on the bench. But don't sit him on the bench and bring him on the
Bring him
last
on.
20 minutes.
Well,
Give him the opportunity to go at them first.
Well, when I fed up answer questions, why he didn't
I
play.
know. I
So,
know.
and as I said before, and I always say it,
Yes.
that was left up to the coach, and he made his decision, and that was that.
That was
Okay, so the game is over, and now what happened? We ready to go home, or we ready to go party, or we ready to what?
Trini culture. We actually won by being in the World Cup.
Right.
It was the experience alone made us happy and grateful just to be there. And it was like party. It was like a celebration of gratefulness, for being a part of the World Cup and experiencing it. And what we did, we just more or less enjoyed the rest
yeah.
of what we had to offer.
So we got 3 months left. I'll give you a minute to thank whoever you want to thank, or to express how you felt, or whatever. It's a minute to say what you got to say to your fans who supported you.
Well, I'll go first. Firstly, I want to thank you, Steve, for having us here, to be part of this show. I want to thank the people that took their precious time to view this. And I want to thank my mom for bringing me up the way that I am today, a gentleman. I also want to say hi to my beautiful girlfriend, wife-to-be, and my son. And I ask the Almighty God to continue to look after you guys and take us all home safely.
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank mostly the coaches that contributed to my foundation, to my development. You, of course, you've been there from my foundation. You Dick Furlong, the Stuart Charles. He was integral in educating me in terms of reaching me to that level that where I was supposed to be, humbling me in the game. Even the Bertil Sinclair are actually working on my mental. And Ben Hacker that gave me that experience, because that kind of propelled me to give me that footstool to be playing on the outside. So I was able to play on the outside based on the foundation I got from you guys, and I really want to thank you guys for that. And other than that is support from my family. So that's most important.
I hear you, and I want to thank you two guys for being here today. And of course, I've met the road being paved, and we tried to lift the bar and pave it a little bit more. And you two has took the ball where nobody's has took it. You guys took it to a level, and we're still trying to get somebody to take it back there. So, hey, thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate you. And I want to thank Axe Television Network for giving us an opportunity. I want to thank our viewers. Thank you, viewers, for giving us the opportunity to bring this show to your homes. And thank you for letting us in. And don't forget, we have a Facebook page. And we do have an email address, felixruizt@gmail.com. And the show is ended. Go in peace. I'll see you next Monday night. Good night.